How's it going, everybody? It's me, Raven, and well, today we're actually I was fortunate we got a day off today, and that's because we got our day of rest. We're doing a 34, so I figured I'd do a video here, kind of show you some other stuff that are some good to have things on the truck and some that are must-haves. I'll show you through them, show you what we use them for, stuff like that. So be with that in just a moment. Alright, so no time like the present to go through this. First thing we've got, and everybody, you need these with your truck, a pair of working gloves. And if you're wondering why we need a pair of working gloves, you can see how dirty these things are, right? That's mainly from the wear and tear of trying to fuel the vehicles. Now, you don't want this stuff on your hands when you're going to eat. I mean, I'll show you our diesel tanks back here. We just got a PM done on this. If you're wondering what that is, no, that's not ketchup on it, and that's not jelly. That is fifth wheel grease, and it's a specific type to make sure that that fifth wheel there always slides around properly so that the trailer doesn't bunch up on it and it doesn't cause a jackknife. And when it gets colder out, that's going to be even more important. As you can see, there's a lot of dirt, gunk piled up on there. And that's just normal wear and tear. Diesel lets it stick. This is one of our side boxes. There is a fire extinguisher inside. DOT is required that you have that. Then we have this. This is one of our road triangles. You'll have a set of 3 with your truck. Most companies will provide them with the truck. And those are definitely something you need to have. It's always good to have an all-purpose first aid kit. Now, these next 3 items, they're not necessary to have, but they're damn well worth having. Obviously, a hammer. There's quite a few different things that you can need a hammer for. One of the things I use that hammer for most is to actually move the pins on the trailer tandems to get them to free up. Even with an air assist, or if it's a manual one, those can bunch up, and sometimes the only way you're going to move it, slam it with a hammer. Next to it, this is my tire thumper, and this is how I check the tires when I'm not using the tire gauge. And I'm actually looking for something. What I'm actually looking for on that is the sound and to see whether it's vibrating a different way. I've actually caught a few that way myself, and sometimes it works better or faster than tire gauge does. Which that one, I don't know if you could see it, had a little bit of a wobble to it, so I'm going to have to be checking that one. And let's see, mud flaps. Every truck's got to have them. DOT requires it. These, I forgot to show you these on the last video. These are the airbags. And guaranteed, those have to be working, and there are 4 of them, 1 for each axle. That one might be a little bit. That one's good. The outers are all good. The outers are all a little bit out of whack, but no matter. That's why we have time off when we're doing this, and I can always check them and get them ready to go. So this tire thumper, that's what that's for. It's also it's also a weapon in any case. Having a small toolkit. Come on, you're going to have times where there's things that are going to break down, and if you can fix it real fast, you can make more money, mainly because you aren't going to be sitting there. These are extra fluids that we've got for the truck. Now, this one here is for ours. It's called hub oil, and that is specifically for the tag axle. The tag axle essentially has a liquid bearing in it, and if it's not to the right line, it will actually burn it out. We have a couple things of oil in here, and these are actually 2 different ones. One is actually for the truck, and the other one's for a trailer. Because we have reefer units, they require oil. We have 91% rubbing alcohol. That is actually for our reefer trailers. They don't have a heater on them, so in the winter what happens is that the fuel can actually gel up, and you don't want that happening while on the road. We have, this is our extended coolant, our delvac 5050. you always have to have that. If you don't have extra coolant, you're actually doing yourself a disfavor, because this thing will shut down if it doesn't have enough fluid. And of course, windshield washer fluid is necessary out here, especially when it starts to ice up. That stuff right there will keep it off your windshields. And if you're using that blue stuff and you're in a state that's cold, get rid of it, because if it's going to get cold, that'll go down to -30. The other stuff, as soon as it starts hitting freezing temperatures, you're out of luck. So that's some of the stuff that we've got as far as some good things to have and some nice things to have out here. I want to show you these triangles real quick, and let's see if I can do this one-handed. Now, you pop them up, both sides, they lock in like that, and some people will leave it like that. No, you're not supposed to leave it like that. You turn it. Now it ain't going anywhere. The wind can blow it, it's not going to knock it over. The only thing that's going to knock it over is something hitting it. And if you have 3 of these, they can pretty much see you when they're coming up on you. So if you're stuck on the side of the road or in the road, as some cases may be, you can get out of the way, and the other vehicles hopefully will see you before they plow into you. Now, when you look over a truck that's just the bobtail like this, this is probably the easiest way to get to some of the equipment on these trucks. You know, the tires, looking at the brakes, looking at the wear pattern on the tires. Because when you have a trailer, it's going to rest probably all the way up to here on it, and that means it's hard to get underneath there. So when I have these off, that's usually when I'm taking a look underneath, and I'm going to let you guys take a look down here. And since it's quieter, you can see some of the stuff we've got. Now, I check our brake pads, and we have a certain set width that they have to be, and these are all looking pretty good right now on that one, and that one, those are looking pretty good too. I'm trying to make sure they're not down by the bare metal. You don't want that. You want to make sure that those are good, because, you know, 80,000 pounds does not stop easy. And I was pretty sure they were all good anyway, because we replaced all of the brake pads on this truck since we've had it. You know, when the truck had close to 550,000 miles when we got it, and we put about 100,000 on ourselves. And you know what? Guess what? That means we're gonna need some new brake pads at some point. All right, now under here, this is the bane of our existence right now. That is DEF fluid. That stuff is literally cow pee. I am not joking. It is something called aqueous urea. There's a reason urine is named the way it is. Under that, you've got to have your batteries under this. That's just a protective housing on it. We've got a couple other things, like we've got, these are air releases right here. And the reason we have that is so that if there's any water in the tanks, it can jettison that out before it becomes a problem. We've got another one that's back there. But that's pretty much what we've got. So now you're getting a little bit better understanding of the truck itself. And one of the future videos, I will show you what it looks like on the inside of the trailer and how we spec those out. But for now, this is me, this is Raven, and I will see you next time.